Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Fury of Dracula. This is a match from the European League of the Spring Regionals tournament, and it's between Burcmali playing as the Hunters and Mistergreen playing as Dracula. We've missed the first day or so, but that's okay. And the match just started early, so thank you Mistergreen for letting me know. 2 Dracula cards in the discard pile. We haven't missed any hide scouts or anything like that. Yep. Maybe we might have a special guest. Roscoe might be joining us in the commentary booth, but we shall see. We shall see. Anywho, so yep, this is the first week of the European stage. Burcmali. This is Burcmali's second game. They played against me yesterday. I won't spoil the result of that match for now. Mistergreen, I think, has played another match this week, but I don't know who against off the top of my head. But that's okay. I don't know the result of that either. So we shall see what happens here. I think if Mistergreen did play, Mistergreen probably would have been Hunters in that game, so this might well be Mistergreen's first Dracula game of the competition. So we'll see what happens. All good. The first week can be a little bit of a... It all depends on what happens when Dracula gets revealed, all of that stuff. We'll see if there's any really big events, and we'll try to catch them as they come out. Sorry, I'm just checking my phone. Let's see. Okay. So Burcmali here has done sort of a alternative Quincy setup. Godalming and Mina separated, but Mina in 58. I think normally it's the other way around, but it doesn't matter. And we've got Van Helsing actually in Manchester and not in London or Edinburgh. So this has the advantage that if you get local rumours or evil presence, it'll pick up more spaces. So it really does discourage the UK start a little bit more, but it means then Van Helsing has to move even further, one space more to get onto the mainland. But that's okay. Everything has its advantages and disadvantages. I prefer starting Van Helsing on a port, normally London, but that's just my opinion. I can definitely see the advantages of this setup though. So we just keep supplying. So good. Alright. Probably ally, because unless you got a surprising return. Oh. Well, I mean, using it to rule out Ireland is probably also not bad play either. That's absolutely fine, because of this, because Draculas do not hide on their starting location, then that's Island ruled out. That's perfect. Oh, we got a stake and a excellent weather on Mina. Good to know. Okay, and they're going to do some trading and psychic scanning. If Dracula's in Germany, then that's a problem. But I would assume, based upon this setup, that Dracula would not have started in Germany. Most likely France or the East, but we shall see. So yeah, I'm just going to check I am actually recording. Yes, I am recording. Okay. Apologise if Roscoe does appear. Be careful, you headphone users. Discord might suddenly blare at you. And you'll watch me jump on camera, which might be quite funny. So yeah, just because of the way this tournament's been done, because obviously it's all... Oh! That's not... Who is that? Oh, that's... Oh, sorry, that might be... Sorry, I was messaging Captain Gyro. Maybe Captain Gyro might be able to join us. We'll see. Oh, what I was saying. Mistergreen, obviously, we all know from my channel and just in general that Mistergreen is a skilled player with both factions. Burcmali, we've actually tag teamed, not on camera, but Burcmali and I have tag teamed as Hunters before, and we've had some success for it. So It's going to be a good match. So apologies for the Discord pings. I could try and mute them, but I don't know. I can never remember which one it is to mute Discord or which one to mute the voice calls. I never get them right. So you know what? I'm not even going to try to get it right. I can do it later. Just normal stuff. Until Draka is revealed, then not a lot of things to speak about at this point, but it's good to be here early anyway because you can catch any events. But we've obviously, you know, just Jonathan Harker. Shame's in the discard pile. We might have newspaper already potentially. We don't know yet. Items being discarded. Okay, pretty standard things. Obviously, since it's early days, you know, the league table hasn't taken shape yet. It's going to take a while because in the European League there are 16 of us. No, absolutely not. There are 9 of us, so there's 16 matches in total for everybody. So yeah, it'll probably take about, I reckon, about 3 weeks or so for the sort of the table to take shape and to know who's kind of in the right. Obviously, things can change very quickly if we're having a very, very competitive league. Just one really good week and you get a couple of wins can really sort of push people up the league, or down if you lose both matches. But right now it's all fresh and new. Obviously, people want to try and get first wins under their belt. They don't want to be playing catch up right from the get-go. It seems like Gyro will not be joining us, unfortunately. His computer's decided to die at the critical moment. That is a shame. Okay, still doing tickets, that's alright. No trading. Oh dear. Am I going to sneeze on camera? Yes, I am. Excuse me. I was not going to subject you to the noise. Maybe you saw it visually, but I was not going to subject you to that audibly. More stuff in the discard pile, which you can check out. Normal trail. There's the rumour token. I was about to say no rumour token, but there's the rumour token. There's maybe a hoax. Alright, pretty normal shenanigans in terms of discards. Oh, is that Gyro? Sorry, people. All my co-commentators are following like dominoes, but that's okay. It's the weekend, everything's busy. Everyone's busy. Yeah. Unfortunately, this time around, I'm not going to be able to commentate on many matches, just because the way we're doing it, the fact we've got a European League and an American League, it makes it much easier for the players to organise the matches. Because obviously there's no big time zone differences. So it's just trying to work around working schedules. But then the downside then, so that's the advantage for the players, but it's a downside for me because I'm not going to be able to record, and most of the matches are actually taking place during the week. Most people are taking advantage of weekday evenings to play, but if it's a European evening, I'm not available until about at the earliest 10 PM or half 10 every night. So I can't commentate on European matches, and then the American matches are far too late. They're starting at sort of around 1 AM my time, so that's not going to happen at all. Especially in a couple of weeks when you're going to be watching this on the sort of the 18th or the 19th. Nope, today is the 19th. So next weekend, when you probably see this match, the clocks change in Europe. They move forward, so actually moving even further away from America, so that makes the time difference even more awkward. So, yeah, that's a shame. It is what it is. So yeah, I will only be able to commentate really on weekend matches. By what I will try to do is to try to check out Strider and Quincy's recordings, because they post like full gameplays at like the normal speed and stuff. So I might be able to do some post-game analysis of their games, but it all depends on the time. So I think right now, actually, there's a match from the American League taking place in a few minutes between Strider and Fangs of Fire. So when this game finishes, I might check out the ending, or I might wait for Strider's perspective to go up on YouTube, because I don't want to get spoiled the result. It just happens that there are two matches on at the same time, but that's okay. That's okay. Normal stuff. Van Helsing Mina trade. Oh, I didn't even notice that Van Helsing moved. Okay, so ready to go to North Sea then, if that's the case. That's alright. North Sea connection is quite nice, because you get to Hamburg, and then you can rail down to the east. London is better if it's taking place more on this side of the board. It all just depends on what's happening. Sometimes I leave from London, go to English Channel, and then I go to North Sea, and then I go to Hamburg. Especially if Van Helsing, when he lands, I don't use a ticket to go to Edinburgh, unless Van Helsing is going to have no need to trade when he lands. That's excellent weather gone. Oh, right, okay, that makes sense. We're going to excellent weather him onto Hamburg. You can't do it. You can't do it tomorrow. You don't know where he is yet. Unless there's a newspaper report and he's already planning for it, which is completely understandable. Oh god, now my Facebook's going off. Sorry, that I will mute. That I will mute. And Arsenal still winning, so that's good. Oh! Fascinating. Right, let's play the game. Where do we think Dracula is? Is this actually the UK, but somehow he's avoided Van Helsing? Is this southern Italy? Is this some shenanigans in the east? Interesting. Very interesting. I would not move Van Helsing off yet, unless there's an evil presence that I've missed, but I don't think so. You probably scream out, no, there's no evil presence. Yeah, a lot of Dracula events. 7 out of the first... how many is that in the deck? 18. Yeah, normally it'd be 7 out of 21, so yeah, quite a little bit more than normal. That's 8 out of... why can't I do basic maths? 8 out of 19, yeah, that's quite a lot actually, that's a lot of Dracula cards. Okay. I mean, that makes a lot of sense, because you do want to check if it is London, so that I could get, and he's got fast horses. Oh, I don't know about moving. Well, maybe. Yeah, because it could be Bari, so you might want to move her to Florence. In advance of the fact that it could be Italy, but you don't know if it's Italy or not. Ooh, this is risky. Yeah, whatever these two things are, they might well mature in the end. Oh, I'm sorry, this is a new player, I just need to say. Hey, Trina, this is a tournament. Oh, wait. Oh, I wouldn't have moved her there, I don't think, but that's okay. Tournament game. So, no. Unless. No. Allow it. Oops. There we go. We got some new people joining the community, which is really nice, but also just got to let them know this is a tournament game and not to chat too much. Yeah, so this could be Italy. Moving Mina over here is a bit risky, because you could have a chance, if you go to Florence, it could well be Bari, but then I guess you wouldn't know it until you move with Mina, and Mina moves last, which is really awkward. It's not Ireland because we ruled that out and the trail's too long. Yeah, interesting play by Mistergreen. I've not seen Mistergreen do this. Yeah. Very intriguing. Very interesting. So this could well be a hoax, and then a vampire after it, and then 2 dud encounters, and then the sea space disappears. So unless the hunters get lucky, they're not going to find out where this is until this vampire matures. It might not even be a hoax. It could be bodyguards. Yeah, nasty. All depends if Dracula lands immediately or not. If Dracula lands immediately, then this screams Adriatic. But then we don't know what direction it is in Adriatic. That's the thing. Is it going from Athens? Well, it can't be Athens. It'll be... maybe started somewhere like... Varna? I mean, you wouldn't put the vampire in 50. Maybe started in 50 and then went Salonika with Hyde and then Valona and then going to Italy. To me, this screams southern Italy, then moving east. Now, even if that is true, the hunters might just ignore this and then they can just try to kill Dracula in Italy. But that's 2 encounters that you're giving up. That's pretty risky. What else in the discard pile? Anything interesting? A stake? And no. 2 holy circles gone. So just to be aware that, you know, the escapes aren't going to be as easy. But otherwise, all pretty normal. All normal stuff. Discarding stake can also be normal because there are many situations where you end up with 2 stakes on the same hunter, and you don't want them to have that. So this looks like it's going to be a good start for Mistergreen. I'm going to get a nice encounter mature. Alright. Oh, yikes. Okay. She's got, so horses on Van Helsing and horses on her. Oh, okay. 3 hours left. Okay. Oh, here they are. This is a really cool thing now. This time we've got like a document where people write in the times of their matches. So it means then if people do want to spectate, they can. But obviously, you know, there shouldn't be too much talking going on. That's another competitor in the European League, Renfield. I don't think they featured on the channel yet, so that'll be I don't know. I can't remember when I'm playing Renfield either. I think it's a little while. It's not next week. Might be the week after. Nah, this is going to be interesting. What is this mature going to be? Well, that's actually okay, because of the fact that, you know, they went to sea. I've never ever thought Desecrated Sword is a good card to put down first, because, you know, you're not going to really benefit from the 3 healing. But in this situation, yes. Not benefiting from the cards, necessarily, but, you know, that's all the health back. So this sea travel now, you know... And also, by the way, if this is Adriatic, he could have gone to Venice and is now walking up into Central Europe. We don't actually know where the location is. Yeah, no scouts, no newspaper. Yeah, pretty unlucky. Pretty grim. I guess it's a very interesting conundrum. If you have a situation like this, do you just stay put in supply? Or do you start moving around? I think sending one hunter to Italy was not maybe a bad shout. But the problem is he's going to be Gadami or Mina, and then if you suddenly get a hypnosis, which could solve the problem, I mean, it doesn't help you dealing with this, but then at least you know where Dracula's going, Mina's separated. Yeah, to be fair, Jonathan Harker. You know. Oh, there are the scouts. There we go. It's still. I really still think it's Italy, but maybe not. It might not be. Yeah. I think in a situation like this, you either send 100 to Italy and just commit to it, or you just stay put in supply, and you, as a hunter, then you just decide, alright, Dracula's going to get 2 things to mature, and it'll be 7 points, but I will equip myself, so then the item power is almost going to reset, so even if you haven't discarded some good items, doesn't matter, the power's about to reset, and you're going to get loads more good events. Now, I do realize the hunters are holding on to quite a lot of good events already. They don't have many good slots. Oh, god damn it, my UI is broken. Right, let me let me see where this mature is, and then we'll quickly leave and rejoin. That's what I get for clicking through the hunters. I know they're holding on to events, but I'm more than sure that, you know, supplying never does any harm. And you might end up getting a scout or something, and that's all you'll need. I assume Mystery is going to mature this. Yep, 7 points in the bag. And it was 7 Italy. Okay, so then we now know. Oh, it could have been Turinian and then landed in Genoa and is doing stuff here, or it could be doing stuff here, or went to Venice. It's somewhere in the center of the map. My guess would be center. Right, let's just see if Burcmali does any big moves. Nope. Okay, let me quickly leave and rejoin. Sorry, people. Momentary lapse. I got to pick the right one because all these names are so small. That's the only problem when you write so much stuff. It's very hard to read. Okay. Okay, so not a good start for the hunters, but you know that can happen. I've seen it before. We don't get newspaper or scouts. It's about what you do now that's important. All right. Can they do damage to Drac? Local rumours. Damn, the one person who doesn't need it. I don't know what Gadami did. I think Gadami moved by the looks of it. That's a lot of Dracula events as well. Oof. Yeah, Jonathan Harker would have been great here. But you want to know that. And then even if you did find it out, could you got to Naples in time? Maybe, but then maybe didn't have a stake with Mina. So then how do you deal with a new reckless vampire? Maybe you're not equipped. It just depends on the items and stuff, so... tricky. So we know this is after the sea space. So yeah, just check Valona, and if Valona's empty, then you know it's center. And then you can just gun people towards Venice and try and close off this northern passage as well with Godalming. Try and keep Dracula boxed in this area. No, I think Valona was the move, but okay. Valona would have ruled that out. The problem is now, because Mina's moving last is a huge issue. Without Speedy Telegraph, then we can't rule out Valona until everybody else has moved. I guess Godalming... Is Godalming a horse? I don't know if Godalming has horses or not. If he does, could check Munich. Or Van Helsing could check Munich. Or Or Milan. Probably Munich. You want to know if he's going north or not. So why am I checking that? There's nothing new. Any new stuff in the discards? 2 stakes. Understandable because, you know, 1 vampire's been got already, but then this could all be a line of vampires. Oh, that's a nice get. Oh, that's that vampire gone, so then that means just getting rid of stakes is justified. That's good. I assume Reckless Vampire we got rid of. Yep. There's just wolves and rats and bodyguards, I think, if I remember rightly. Sword needs to move up unless he's got really crap items, but even still I think he needs to kind of move up to get into this position. Right, okay, so went to Venice. Oh, no, he left Turinian and went to Genoa. Okay, right, and now he's somewhere around here now then. The problem is wolf form's available. Could be moving into Spain. We're going to try and rule out 54. I'm not sure why Sword moved here. Unless he's got horses and he'd rather move here to get to 50. But he could get to 15 from 48. Oh well. Need to rule out 54 just to make sure that Draka's not sneaking into Spain. Oh, okay. That's a shame that Van Helsing can't move next day. You could also be going back down the boot again. I doubt it, but you never know. Oh, there's an Agatha. A wild Agatha has appeared. I missed that. That must be when I quickly went AFK. Oh, when I went out of the game. Okay, well, they've got a little bit of a trail now. Yeah, interesting, went Turinian to Genoa. That's a little bit risky because often hunters will rail from 58 down. Oh, but I suppose they went to Munich, didn't they? So chances of going to Genoa is unlikely. If hunters are starting 58, it's just too easy to rail down to Genoa, and then it doesn't make Genoa doesn't make it a very nice location. But they need to find this rumour token and stop it, because obviously that's going to be game ending. So that's like priority. Oh, he's got horses. Brilliant. Okay. So they can close in and deal with this vampire. So that means then Sword doesn't have horses. Okay. Need to rule out 54 tomorrow. Yep, right, so push it further back. Okay, looks like good horse economy. maybe a psychic scan might be worth it, because it could be in Germany. Oh, he is in Germany! Oh, wow. Good catch. Okay, so, went from Genoa, maybe to Milan, 60, 41, so that's 4 spaces away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Could have gone Genoa, Marseille, Zurich, Nuremberg, Leipzig. Or could have been going up via Strasbourg. Okay, well at least you know he's in Germany. Problem is now wolf form could take him out of Germany. So they've got to be careful. Or they might wait for him to close in and then they wolf form past. And they got to deal with this vampire. They still have to find out the trail. The problem is Seward doesn't have horses. So maybe what I would do in this situation is send Seward up, try to get ahead of Dracula, and then send, if someone's got a stake here, try and find where this vampire is. And they have to find it. They can't let it mature. Sorry, I know I keep moving around, but it's just I'm not on a very comfy chair. I haven't got a lot of space here, so I've got like the smallest chair in history. It's not very comfy, but that's right. It is, very clear, it is comfortable, but just not for very, very long periods. Anywho. So you got to check Milan and Marseille. Okay, in that situation, I would just go back to Milan. Oh, we found the vampire. Oh, well, that's good. Also, now you know it's Milan. Brilliant. Okay. So I would send Seward up to get ahead of Drac. Or just go as far as like Brussels or something. Okay. Maybe Seward has 2 white ones. And that's why he can't move around much. That is indeed a possibility. Right, how brave is Mina feeling? Oh. That's probably an aristocratic, so if that's the case, I wouldn't use the stake. Oh, would I? Oh, I don't know. And you saw in Dracula's hand he didn't have another fighting vampire, so... Depends if you want to be delayed or not, I suppose. It looks like Seward has bad tickets. That's the only reason why he would move like that, I think. A hoax, okay, good to get. Alright, just making sure. Oh! Oh, it's a bait. Okay. 2 hunters delayed, only one of them has horses. Okay, so Godalming can be a little bit more bold with his movement. I'm not sure what he's going to do with Seward. He's going to try and get him to Zurich with Mina then? That means he's going to get pushed away from there. Oh, he found him! Oh, wow. And another vampire. Oh, well, good get to have found him. Now, if Godalming's able to play this well, could do quite a lot of damage to Drac. We'll have to see. I wonder if Seward can join the fight. From where he is, one to Paris, 1 to Brussels, 1 to... If he has a sense of emergency, he can get there. I know it means he has to jump into a Reckless Vampire, so he takes 2 damage from the sense of emergency, maybe 2 damage from the Reckless, but... better than a 1v1. Alright, okay, nice dodge. As a hunter though, you do kick yourself a little bit when you miss an opportunity to escape for free, but that's okay. Obviously, normally reckless vampires try to mesmerize or fangs first. Escape. Oh no! Oh wow! Oh nice! Good punch. Good, good, good. Gadame, if Gadame has a knife, might try and kill this vampire. What does he have? Oh, he only has one combat item. So what does he have then? He has a horse. Has he got like rifle and holy bullets? It can't be a stake. Because otherwise he would have searched Zurich and not sent Mina there. What on earth could he have? Unless, does he have dogs? Dogs and a weapon. Oh no. The knife. I get it, because with the plotting you'd probably play... You might well play a fang to try and get a point. So I get why you would show the knife, but the problem is now. Dracula knows your hand. Unless, did I count wrong? Oh no, it's the knife and then another one. Ah, so he's got 2 combat items. So it could be a knife heavenly host, maybe. I think the vampire's gonna fang now, right? Yeah, because he wants to get a point. Yep, so the plot dodge does nothing. So what you need to do though is I think use he was trying to escape. Take 2 damage, then you dodge. So you don't reveal the knife, but that's okay. All these small things add up. So we'll see how this fight goes. Can Seward get there? That'd be really good for the hunters if he can get there, because Dracula's looking like he's going to go to C. If Dracula's going to C on low health, ooh, and it's swinging back in the hunter's favour. We'll see. Nah, he can't. That's a shame. Mina Harker has become delayed. Okay, far away, that makes sense. Okay, what can Lord Godalming do? And there is an Aggie. There's Sister Agatha. We mustn't forget that. So it's probably a knife and heavenly host, or it could be double knife. Unless it's a holy circle. Oh no, the holy circle's in the discard pile. I think it's a heavenly host. Sorry, there's like a head-banging pigeon outside my window. Fang Heavenly Host. I might just, if I was Dracula, I might just Fang here. Oh, well, I mean, that works. I mean, good for Dracula to get plotting off, but also then good for the hunters to get 4 damage in. And the fact that Aggie's in play, then healing is not going to be as effective. Healing through fangs, I mean. So we've got to try and get rid of this plotting now. I'm trying to think as the hunters, how can you get out of this with the plotting in play? I guess you... Oh, do you dodge first or escape? You don't use the knife because that could get broken with a strength. I'm trying to think of the order. I think you dodge and then you try to escape. right? I think. I think you dodge to use up. To use it up. And then you try to escape. Oh, interesting choice. Oh, he didn't cancel it with plotting. Oh. Oh, very good. That's 5 damage in already for the hunters. If Godalming can get out of this and without dying, this is a really good moment for the hunters here. Because Seward's nearby, so Godalming and Seward can meet up and can heal up really quickly and then get back on the chase. Mina and Van Helsing can clear up the rest of the trail. If Dracula goes to sea, he's going to be taking some damage. Do you dodge? Oh. Oh. Do you... I think you... Oh, interesting. He allowed the dodge to go through. So that's the thing, there's 3 rounds left. Oh wait, is he going to try... Oh, is Dracula going to try to escape his bat? Oh no, he's sitting on top of a reckless vampire. You don't want to lose that. But then you take 2 damage from Aggie if he escapes his bat. How many strengths have he played? 1. A knife could still get broken. He's got to be careful. I don't know if he has great strength or not. If he has great strength, then this makes this play a lot easier. Or something like the Lucy's Revenge, who doesn't have it. Oh. Darmy's playing this well so far. Shit, if he gets another clause, he can now kill Van Hels, kill Godalming. To be fair, Godalming's gonna do 3 damage now to him, because he's not mesmerized. Maybe he waited to get double claws. Oh, this is on a knife's edge. Because plotting's still in play, remember? So any basic card could be cancelled. So as Godalming, what do? Do you try to escape now, then dodge? Or do you dodge now, then try? I think you escape and then dodge. I don't know about that. So that's going to do 2 damage. See, the problem is now Godalming can die to anything. Ooh, yeah, I think you escape and then dodge, but that's okay. That's a really tough call. Oh, you forgot about Aggie. Aggie just being the little nuisance that she is. I think Dracula's going to kill him here, unless he's got no... Yeah, he's dead. Damn, even Great Strength doesn't save him. Oh, yikes. It's going so well. Yeah, if it went escape, dodge, Dracula would have still taken the 2 damage, and then he would have dodged the final one. Or you would have let him escape. If Godalming had stayed alive, that would have been so good for the hunters. He did so much damage to Drac there. On his own, he did 8 damage on his own to him. Oh. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, now all it takes is a couple of reckless vampire fangs or anything, and then that's GG. It's not over though. Dracula's taking a lot of damage. If the hunters can just jump onto him once, that might be enough. In this situation as hunters, don't panic. Just keep supplying. Don't do night supplies for no reason. Just deal with the trail, get rid of Cologne. Yeah, Dracula's probably going to escape and go to sea, but, you know, you've heard him a lot. And he's only going to be able to feed once. And then you'll get up to 10 health maximum. Unless there's a desecrated sword that matures, Dracula's never going to get above 10 health for the rest of the game. So just don't rush. You got time. You got a week. You got to be careful about obviously the vampire and the fangs, but other than that, the tracker's going to be stuck on 11 for a while. Oh, so I'm trying to also think about the trail. He went Zurich, then 3 places. So he went either 51, 9, 2, 16, or most likely 60, 41, 21, 51, 16, or something like this. If he's misdirected this, he might be going back to it. Is he going back to Strasbourg so he can then wolf form out of Strasbourg? Maybe. Hope he didn't lose any really big events. We'll never know. Where's he gonna get placed? Madrid, right? Really? That's closer? 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 6. Oh yeah, it's closer. Ooh, be careful. Gotta be really careful. As hunters, you don't want to. I mean, I get it that you want to kill him, but at the same time, you don't want to jump into really bad 1v1s. Unless he has like a heroic leap, and then Dracula will be hobbling for the whole game. They got to deal with these other encounters. They've only got 2 more encounters to deal with, and then they got a space, and then Cologne. But Mina and Van Helsing have to deal with it, unless somehow Seward can find Dracula here, and then Van Helsing or Mina could also get onto the space. 1, 2, Hamburg. Found him. It's like Burcmali has like it's like he's got like magnet and he knows how to find Drac. Oh wow, and a forewarned. Oh shit. And he's got no horses, so this is all combat stuff. Holy moly, Drac could actually face his demise here. He might not be able to get to sea. Still deal with these encounters, because in case this goes wrong, you don't want to put yourself out of position. Because you can't get there. So I would still go to somewhere like 51, 41. You need to find these other encounters just in case Seward fails. Okay, that's an okay move. Yep. Because then you can close in later. But I would have gone to 41, but okay. That's understandable. And he has planned ambush. Whoa! Let's see how many combat cards he has. He is full of combat cards! Oh, this is insane. Holy shit. Are the hunters actually going to turn this game around? This game is insane. This game could just flip on its head whenever it wants. If you're not understanding why I love this game, then this is why I love this game. Totally get the plotting. No, just play Heavily Host. That was actually really risky. He had planned ambush. Play Heavily Host. Get the 4 damage in now. Dracula could die now. Unless he ends up with, like, all the strengths in the world. Because he can't escape his bat. Because Aggie's there. He can't escape his miss because Aggie's there. I mean, he can escape, but he's going to take 2 damage to do so. If he fangs, he's not... wow. This game is always throwing up surprises. Sword is tooled up to the fucking rafters. What a play with Chartered Carriage. I'm in awe. I'm in absolute awe. Break a weapon. Oh, okay, out of all the things to break, breaking a crucifix is totally fine. That is perfectly okay. Now, the thing we have to think about here is, if Dracula gets out of this combat, Sword then is going to be low on health, and he's lost 2 items already. The question is then, do you jump in again if Dracula's really, really low? We'll see. That is a really good forewarned as well. Amazing forewarned. I mean, honestly, if he's got like 4 combat items, maybe just do the spy anyway. You don't use forewarned. Oh, hang on. Unless Seward had white 1 tickets, and you use one of them with a Chartered Carriage. In a situation like this, to use a white 1 ticket to do Chartered Carriage and potentially jump onto Dracula's space, I think that's actually an okay move. I think, anyway, it's paying off now. Let's see if he can finish the job, though. Let's see if Dracula can get out of this. It's not over yet. Not over yet. Oh dear, I'm going to sneeze again, I think. Oh dear. Apologies, people. So I have all the things to break. Crucifix is okay. If Dracula has strength and mesmerizes, then this will be much easier for him to escape. The thing is, if he escapes his bag, he then can't wolf form because he'll be down to 1 health. Oh dear, is it stuck? I think it might be stuck. Ah, he's thinking. That's fine. That's perfectly okay. Perfectly understandable, given the situation that he's in. I mean, this could have potentially been even better if Godalming was here as well, if he hadn't died before, by the way. Right. Oh, he's going to take the damage. But he's not going to escape now, right? Does he escape already? Oh, he does escape already. Oh, wow, he's going to take 1 damage. He's going to take 2 damage just to get out of the combat. Whoa. That I didn't see coming. Maybe he had no other option. And if he knew he was going to die, then what do you do? Because he knew escape as miss was possible because the crucifix had been broken. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't Night Supply. Consolidate your advantage. Don't throw Dracula cards. Whoa. But still, this looks amazing for the hunters. Dracula cannot get to sea. If he feeds in place, they'll go into a day fight. I know, obviously, but then Sud will be able to supply in the day and get something else. Unreal. 2 knives broken, 2 heavenly hosts gone. Wow. You're still got to be careful about this stuff. If one of them has sense of emergency, they can get on there, and then Dracula's finished. He can't survive a 2v1. What do you do as Dracula here? Do you move or do you feed? I think feed, right? Because you're guaranteeing a 1v1 with Seward, but then you got day and night fight. All depends on what that Dracula card was that you got. Is this like, because I can't see it, but like, is this? Who knows what this is? If it's in Rage, that could also really mess with the hunters later. I don't know what you do in this situation. The only way you can do it... Oh, wow, it's unearthly swiftness. I have all the cards to have given him. Whoa. But he didn't know that when he escaped from the combat. So I guess now what you do is you feed and then go to sea. I think that's the only thing you can do. Or do you feed in wolf form? They're the only two things you can do here. Even if you move twice, the hunters will find you. He didn't feed. Oh, he's going to mature it. He's going to mature this if he plays Unearthly Swiftness. Is this a vampire? It was a vampire! Oh my days. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Holy moly. What a game. That's insane! Because he didn't know it. 4 HP because he fed. I don't believe it. But here's the thing. Mistergreen didn't know he was going to get Unearthly Swiftness. He didn't know he was going to get Unearthly Swiftness until... you know, he didn't leave the combat knowing he had Unearthly Swiftness in his hand. The Unearthly Swiftness came after. That's unbelievable. Out of all the Dracula cards that were in the discard pile, and what the one card, well, potentially two, out of there are 25 Dracula cards in the event, and only 2 of them would have potentially saved him with this situation. And he got the one he needed. And it was a vampire. Oh, if only Mina had gone to Nuremberg and not Strasbourg. Wow. Oh, hang on. Is this Roscoe? Oh god, this is going to be really weird. Oh, that's Werecraft. Hang on, let's have a little bit of reaction with Werecraft. Hello? Hello?
Well, that was something.
Okay, so hello everyone, this is Werecraft, by the way. I'm still recording. I don't know, do you want me to record this or not?
Yes, certainly. Sorry, I watched the end of the game. I didn't expect to be available, but I think I have a little time. Hello, everyone.
I am in complete shock over here. What I've just seen.
I couldn't agree more. I think that Mr. Green should take out a lottery ticket.
I think he might. I think he should, honestly. That's unreal. The thing I was just saying was, obviously we'll come on to it at some point, but when he left the combat with 1 HP, he didn't know he had Unearthly Swiftness in his hand, because that happened after. It's not like he planned it and went, oh, I'll leave on 1 HP, and then I'll move, and then I'll feed, and then go to sea or whatever. That happened after. He had no idea that was going to happen.
Well, my first thought, I think that Seward used Forewarned on the spy.
Yeah.
So I think his plan was to move and place Fog, because he figured that he probably wouldn't be able to forewarn the Fog, and then that would allow him to dodge combat for 1 turn, and if they didn't find the vampire, and I don't know, but the vampire might have been protected by a hide, because he moved to Nuremberg, then there was another card, and then there was a misdirect, and then he moved to Cologne. So he might have hidden in Nuremberg.
Maybe.
And there might have been like a saboteur there to guard the vampire.
Yeah, I would never know because we got cleared. Unless we asked Mr. Green, we wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But yeah, because I was thinking in that combat that because of Sister Agatha,
yeah,
he could have, if he just punched instead of, if he'd played anything but Escape is Missed, I can understand why he played the rifle because he was scared of Escape is Bat. But that would have done, I don't know what his hand was, but with Sister Agatha in play, a punch will do 1 damage against anything but a strength. or an escape, and he'd already used one strength.
Yep.
So he was in very, very dire shape, because if he'd taken one more damage, he wouldn't have been able to escape.
Yeah.
So I think he figured, if I escape now and then at least am able to move at 1 HP, I would guess throw down fog, but yeah, it was astonishing. The bad luck that Burcmali had to give him unearthly swiftness right then, and it was a totally reasonable thing to do because Godalming had no items.
Yeah, but at the risk of a night supply, though. Maybe he'd forgotten that he'd moved him out of the hospital, potentially.
I think he knew about that. He just felt that the chances of drawing Dracula event that was that bad were reasonably low. I mean, it's not like, there were a few other Dracula events in that situation, like Roadblock would have possibly led to the same result if he could have blocked off the roads leading to Nuremberg.
That's
and
true.
Then moved to Berlin and thrown down fog and prevented combat.
But the fact, let me think, Mina and Van Helsing both had horses, right? So trying to block off Nuremberg in such a way that neither of them could have got there would have been quite tricky, but I don't know, I don't have the map in front of me, but yeah.
Yeah. Conceivably, he could have blocked off the roads to Berlin and thrown down rats or something, and then on his move after that, thrown down fog, but or fed. Sorry, I don't know. Never mind. But yeah, getting bollocked up here. Yes, the unearthly swiftness draw then was just a remarkable stroke of luck. That or Darkness Returns was like a 1 in 36 or 1 in 37 chance.
Yeah. But then once you factor in how many Dracula cards were already in the discard pile, because you could have easily had Unearthly Swiftness and Darkness Returns already in the discard pile, because you got a lot of the Dracula events off the top. So
that it just makes it even more unlucky for Burcmali, and lucky for Mistergreen for that to come exactly then. Not to mention the fact that he didn't draw any newspapers. He really got unlucky with the deck in that game.
Indeed. Yeah. So yeah, and the start went really poorly. I mean, fortunately, it wasn't a hoax mature at the beginning. It was a desecrated soil. If it had been a hoax mature, that would have been even more dead because there's so many Dracula cards to pick from. Then lost 7 points and didn't really know where Drac was at that point. And took a while to realise, it's Central Europe, it's not the East or whatever. But then had a really good fight with Godalming on his own, and I think, if I'm not wrong, if he just flipped escape and dodge the other way round, Mistergreen wouldn't have killed him. Because then he wouldn't have got the points from that, and then the aristocratic vampire mature wouldn't have been enough to win, the way that everything else played out after. Obviously, then things might have panned out differently anyway. If Godalming had walked into Dracula first, then he wouldn't have been able to forewarn the spy or whatever it was. But Burcmali has some sort of radar to find where Drac goes. That he just I don't know if it's random. He just found Dracula's space in Cologne, and then just chartered carriage and found him in Hamburg. I mean, there's probably some intuition behind it too, because obviously Hamburg was really far away from everybody else, so it's quite a safe spot.
Well, actually,
but still,
sorry to interrupt. I have something to say about that. Do you mind?
Go for it.
I think that Mistergreen made a mistake in moving to Hamburg rather than Amsterdam, because although it seems like Hamburg is further away from Paris, which is where Seward was, it's actually accessible via chartered carriage. And he knew that Seward didn't have sense of emergency. At least I think he could have known that, because if Seward had sense of emergency, he would have used sense of emergency to get to Cologne and make a 2v1 there. So, and Seward obviously didn't have fast horses because all 3 of the horses were accounted for. So he had no way of getting to Amsterdam in one turn.
Yes.
But he did, as it turned out, have the means to get to Hamburg. And then he had the Forewarned and Heavenly Host. And it was, I was just at the edge of my seat throughout that.
Yeah, same. it's just the way I was saying in commentary. It's like the way the game just swung, just did a complete 180. It looked like, I mean, so got a really easy 7 points. Hunters were getting delayed all over the place with hooks and bats and whatever. Seward was really awkward because he didn't have, I mean, he was really well equipped, clearly, but he didn't have any horses. He was having to move so awkward. I think he maybe had like double white 1.
That would be my guess. Yes.
He was having to move so awkwardly to get around, it looked really awkward. And then just the one fight from Godalming just then flipped it. But if Godalming had got out of that fight without dying, it would have been even better for him. Because obviously then that was 3 points he gave up from that. Or if Mina had checked Nuremberg and not Strasbourg, then she could have dealt with the vampire. There's so many little things, right? Ugh, but just still, like I was on that combat the whole time going, how does he get out of this combat? But then I saw him play this game, so I get it, because maybe he had nothing else to play, and you know there's nothing to cancel Escape has missed. You just hedge your bets at 1 health running around, but then... I'm speechless.
Well, sorry, I just thought of something else. I don't know how many cards he drew after that behind the veil draw. No, wait, he couldn't have had a Reckless Vampire, because I think there was one at the beginning. I didn't watch the whole game, but then there was the one at Cologne, and then there was the one at that was discarded by behind the veil. I was thinking that if he had,
that's all of them,
as a desperation play, he had moved and thrown down a Reckless and gotten 2 Fangs attacks off, he would have won the game before combat.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, because I was actually saying that at one point, because it was up to 11 points. It's like, maybe Reckless Fangs attack. But I was talking about Cologne, but yeah, I didn't even think about that. There was no other one to throw down. Yeah, you're right. Yes, it was all hedging on the one in Cologne. If someone had gone to deal with that and they were able to kill it without taking any Fangs attacks, then yeah, he'd been stuck on 11 IP for ages.
Yeah, because I think that the crucial thing was Nuremberg guarded by a hide? If it was not, then they could have easily moved in there and eliminated the vampire, and then they probably would have been able to catch him. Although, if the guy in Nuremberg, like if Van Helsing had been there and had been delayed, then maybe he could have gone to Prague, but then Seward would have probably gotten him. But if it was guarded, and if he had fog to throw down, I don't think we saw any fog in the game, did we?
No.
So there's a reasonably good chance he had a fog card, and Seward had used the Forewarned on the spy. Which
yes.
I can understand him doing, but it meant that if he wouldn't have had it later unless he had both Forewarns. But just an astonishing game that swung in several different directions and turned on that remarkable stroke of luck at the end.
Yeah. I've heard it from the horse's mouth. Mistergreen said that Nuremberg did not have a guardian. So that the vampire was just alone on its own.
And Mistergreen, it seems, just like Houdini there, snatched victory from the jaws of defeat.
That was insane. No. I mean, great advert for the game. Wow. It really goes to show, like, just as the whole essence of the game, like, it's never over until you actually see the GG button at the end. Until you see the game over screen, it really isn't over either side, even if you've got 11 points in the bag. Wow. What did he say? So he's pinging a message to me. He said, if you tried to kill it, that would have been the win without... If you tried to kill it, that would have been the win without unearthly swiftness.
He was counting on having one more day to reach it, and he thought that Dracula had gone Zurich, Strasbourg, Frankfurt, because I think that was when the psychic bond, it was 2 after Zurich, and so he could have gone Strasbourg and Frankfurt.
Yeah.
Or Strasbourg, Nuremberg, but no, he went straight to Nuremberg.
Oh, he says, Ah, interesting. Mr. Green just said, I had fog to survive until the mature if he skipped it. But then the question is, then, if he played fog anywhere, say Berlin or whatever, and then if the hunters had actually then got rid of that vampire, then what? He'd have been...
And I think he dies on the next turn, because Berlin is very boxed in without a whole lot of connections.
Yep.
So...
I guess
yeah, he was hoping that somehow they would miss it, but I don't see him missing that, given that.
I don't know, because
situation.
As hunters, like, you can easily sort of tunnel vision and think, oh, I'll move Van Helsing and Mina really far forward to get really close to Drac, and he might have jumped with Van Helsing to Leipzig rather than Nuremberg, and then same with Mina.
Overlooking the risk of the vampire, because there's so many different things going on there, and Drac at 1 HP. Yeah, I've done that too.
I was saying in commentary, just like, even though, like, it was after the Godalming fight more than anything, and I said, okay, the Godalming fight didn't go, it went well in the sense I think he did like 8 damage to him. For a single, for a 1v1, that's really good going. Like, to get anything better than a heroic leap is really good. It'd been better if he hadn't died, obviously, but still, he'd done a lot of damage to Drac. And I just said, you need to consolidate. I know it looks really tempting to go after Drac, but you need to deal with these encounters. Fortunately, he'd misdirected one, so that's one fewer to deal with. Those are my priorities, but yeah. And like, if Mina had only just gone to Nuremberg and not Strasbourg, but I get it too then, if she moves to Nuremberg, it might have been Strasbourg that was the location. I don't have the map up in front of me, but yeah.
Yeah, it was difficult to judge which one. Yeah, that was... because the Psychic Bond revealed that he was in Germany one after that, so yeah.
That was a really good Psychic Bond too. That was to catch him. That was really good, actually, yeah.
I was thinking before that the game was just a blowout, but that was one of... I mean, there are a lot of different moments that the game swung, and that was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then to have him be jumped on at Cologne, it was really astonishing.
Yeah.
There's so many what ifs. Like, I don't think he ever had... I was thinking at Hamburg, after the Hamburg fight, or even after the Cologne fight, for that matter, if he'd had CG, that would have probably won him the game right there.
Just force him to C, because it doesn't matter about unearthly swiftness. Well,
so yeah. Well, he could have
fed, then gone to C, I suppose. Oh no, he wouldn't be able. No, because if he did in Hamburg, he wouldn't be able to feed. So yeah, he would have lost before the thing matured. Yeah. Whoa. Because I think too, because like the first half, well, I don't know, because it finished in the second week. So the first week was all Mr. Green. The fact, like, you know, he didn't get any newspaper. He was able to get the thing to mature. He didn't take any damage from the sea travel because he put down desecrated soil. And Burcmali had lost a load of turns moving to the east when Dracula wasn't there. And he had no information about that. Then to suddenly swing back so far in the other direction, not even just like, oh, okay, Burcmali's has found the trail and is mopping up encounters. No. Like, Burcmali managed to claw himself into a completely winning position, and then just a random night supply then lost him the game. Mr. Green said it in the text chat afterwards. If it wasn't for the night supply.
Well, this was the game that had that one night supply, which was that one crucial card. Because I can't think of any others that... I mean, there are... maybe Wild Horses. If Seward had moved to Berlin, he could have pushed Seward away from there and survived without fog. But yeah, the unearthly swiftness was key, because it gave time for the vampire to mature.
Yeah.
Whereas with anything else, they would have been able to get to it, and they would have been able to get it, unless the next one was also a vampire and he survived another turn. Yeah, that was astonishing. I was like, you never expect things like that to happen, where someone draws exactly the right card at exactly the right time. Poor Burcmali.
Yeah, definitely poor. But to be fair, in some games recently, in competitive and then just friendlies, when Mystic Research has been played, the number of times that something like a manual Hildesheen or Unearthly Swiftness has been at the bottom of the pile. And I've always gone, whoa, thank goodness I did a Night Supply. And I might not be the immediate bottom, but how unlucky is that Unearthly Swiftness is the immediate... Because he didn't... I don't think he Night Supplied any other time. So it was the very, very bottom card.
He did it because he needed to get Godalming back to being able to fight. It was a perfectly reasonable thing. I might well have done it, because you really want those 2 items with Godalming.
I don't know, but then...
moved him immediately.
You're only going to be moving once.
Maybe if you math it out in retrospect, you could say, well, there was no benefit to it. But in the moment, I can certainly understand wanting to get Godalming supplied up and get him back into the fight quickly, because he was just 2 away from Prague, and Prague was one of Drakk's escape routes.
I guess he could have just waited for the next day, supply, get ticket, and then he would have moved, and he would have still... I don't know. It depends where Dracula goes next, I suppose. But I feel there wasn't a rush to do it. But it's very easy in hindsight to sit here and go, oh well, obviously you don't Night Supply because you're going to give Unearthly Swiftness to Dracula. But we didn't. We had no idea that was the case. So that's just
Yeah, I may have thought the deck has been so unkind to me so far. It can't be that bad.
Whoa.
Another card which could conceivably have, this is perhaps a bit esoteric, but another card which could conceivably have won the game, depending on who moved to Nuremberg, was Seduction. Because if you had Seduction and Nina had moved to Nuremberg and you played Seduction, Nina is dead, game over.
Yeah, true. But even... Yeah. And obviously there's no great strength around, but even then great strength wouldn't save because it's not combat, so it doesn't save you then anyway.
It doesn't, there's no way you can counter that. And another one, of course, that I hadn't thought of was Emanuel Hildesheim, if Emanuel Hildesheim had yielded any of the other ones we've been talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, Night Supplying is...
very risky.
It's easy to... It's because... It introduces a lot of randomness into the game. A lot of random things can happen, some of them very bad.
Yeah. And
but sometimes you Night Supply and you draw Consecrated Ground.
That's true. Or from a Dracula perspective, if you do give him a Dracula card, then it might well just be a Wild Horses, and because we use fast horses so much, the way the card works, it doesn't counter fast horses, or it could be a roadblock. And you're like, oh, that's fine then. Or Sensationalist Press. Doesn't matter, because you didn't get newspaper reports anyway. But other times you get an Unearthly Swiftness or an Emanuel Hildesheim, and then the whole game just flips. That's why we like it so much.
Yes, great advert for the game, and an astonishing tournament match. Very epic.
Indeed. That'll be definitely one to watch when it gets put up next weekend. That'll be insane. Yeah, to watch it back again. You can see my reactions to it. That's, wow. Oh, I
look forward to that. I do need to go soon.
No problem. I'm going to head off too and do some stuff, but there might be another game later on. I think Mistergreen apparently is telling me that you might be playing Andra later, so I will probably commentate on that since I have the chance.
Yes, there's, I think, a game that may still be going on right now between Fangs of Fire and Strider. Well,
yeah. I was going to watch it, but I think I'll wait because I don't want the ending to be spoiled. So then again, the results are going to be put up on Discord, so I might just watch the tail end. Maybe I'll see. Anyway, well, thank you.
Going on.
Thank you for jumping in and giving a little bit of insight. I'm surprised. I'm happy that I'm not the only one who was just as gobsmacked by everything that happened there. So I don't know if that is that an expression that goes across the pond or not?
I'm not sure, but
gobsmacked. Your gob is your mouth. If you're gobsmacked, you're just incredibly surprised by something. Maybe not. Maybe that's a very British thing. Who knows? Well, anywho.
Perhaps it is.
Perhaps it is. Anywho, well, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Werecraft, for coming in with some thoughts. Hopefully we can do it again soon sometime. And people watching, this is the sort of competitive gameplay you're going to get. So feel free to check out the playlist. There'll be loads more coming up every week. Every Friday night I'll just dump all of the videos from the week in. And I'll see you in the next episode very soon. Bye bye.